Purpose of this video is to provide an overview of Tahoe-Truckee Unified School District math pathways and its connection to the California Common Core state standards. This video will also be made available for public access. Tahoe-Truckee Unified School District Board of Trustees has adopted a district vision which guides our decision-making and focuses all decisions on our students. Tahoe-Truckee Unified School District vision is focused on 13 core beliefs or guiding principles that address the question, what is best for student learning? The California standards are changing the way students learn mathematics, what students are expected to be able to do with mathematics, and what mathematical concepts are taught at each grade level. The rigor expected at each grade level has increased, which requires the typical high school mathematics program to change. In order for all students to be prepared for the 21st century global economy, students will progress through the Mathematics California standards in a new way. Focused in that teachers will now go deeper into the big ideas of mathematics to help students build a stronger foundation. Students will learn fewer concepts at each grade level, but to a greater degree of mastery. Coherent in that teachers will intentionally connect the learning across grades so that students can strengthen their foundation and build new understandings. Teachers can help students link major topics and see how other parts of mathematics support these major topics. Rigorous in that they require students to learn at a conceptual level, calculate with speed and accuracy, become fluent with basic math facts and operations, and use mathematics in other subjects and in daily life. The 8 standards for mathematical practice. The California standards for math include 2 types of standards. One type for mathematical practice, or how students are able to apply and extend math problems, and one type for mathematical content, or what students will learn about math. The two are linked together while students are learning. While math is still math, there are some shifts for students in math under the new California standards. 1. Greater focus on fewer topics. Under the standards, instruction will need to go from a mile wide and an inch deep to much less wide and much more deep. Educators must significantly narrow the scope of content in each grade and deepen the time and energy spent on the following major topics. In grades K through 2, concepts, skills, and problem solving related to addition and subtraction. In grades 3 through 5, concepts, skills, and problem solving related to multiplication and division of whole numbers and fractions. In grade 6, ratios and proportional relationships and early algebraic expressions and equations. In grade 7, ratios and proportional relationships and arithmetic of rational numbers. In grade 8, linear algebra. 2. Linking topics and thinking across grades. Mathematics is not a list of disconnected topics, tricks, or mnemonics. It's a coherent body of study made up of interconnected topics. The most important connection in the standards are vertical. The links from one grade to the next enable students to progress in their mathematical education. 3. Rigorous pursuit of conceptual understanding, procedural skill, and application. Rigor in mathematics is not defined by making math harder or by introducing topics at earlier grades, as is commonly assumed. Rather, rigorous mathematics refers to a deep, authentic command of mathematical concepts. To help students meet the standards, educators will need to pursue with equal intensity 3 aspects of rigor in the major work of each grade: conceptual understanding, procedural skill and fluency, and application. Tahoe-Truckee Unified School District has adopted this second integrated pathway which relies on conceptual understanding and procedural skill and fluency. Conceptual understanding. Once we have a focused set of standards, teachers and students have the time and space to develop solid conceptual understanding. There is less pressure to quickly teach students how to get the answer, which often means relying on tricks or mnemonics instead of understanding the reason an answer is correct or why a particular trick works. For example, it is not sufficient for students to know they can find equivalent fractions by multiplying the numerator and denominator by the same number. Students also need to know why this procedure works and what the different equivalent forms mean. Attention to conceptual understanding helps students build on prior knowledge and create new knowledge to carry into future grades. Procedural skill and fluency. The standards require speed and accuracy in calculation. Teachers structure class time and homework in which students practice core functions such as single-digit multiplication so that they are more able to understand and manipulate more complex concepts. Developing procedural skills should not simply be memorization without understanding. It should be the outcome of a carefully planned learning progression. We can't expect fluency to come naturally, and we must address it specifically in the classroom and in our materials. Some students might require more practice than others, and there is no way to develop speed and accuracy that will work for all students. All students, however, will need to develop a way to get there. These standards emphasize learning mathematics in the context of real-world situations to solve real problems while developing the mental habits that come from using mathematics skillfully and understanding math's conceptual framework. For example, the content of the first half of traditional Algebra 1 course will now be taught in grades 8 or 9 along with some triangle proofs from Euclidean geometry. Regardless of what we call the courses students take, the California standards require all high school students to develop an integrated understanding of algebra, geometry, statistics, functions, and number and quantity. This content shift in each course is significantly different from how math has been taught for the past 2 decades. Application, this is the why we learn math piece. We learn it so we can use it in situations that require mathematical knowledge. There are requirements for application all the way through the grades and the standards, but correctly applying mathematical knowledge depends on solid conceptual knowledge and procedural fluency. If we attempt to get students to start solving real-world problems when they lack that knowledge and fluency, the problems will just become harder. At the same time, we don't want to save all application for the end of the learning progression. Applications can be motivational and interesting, and students at all levels need to connect the mathematics they are learning to the world around them. Tahoe-Truckee Unified School District, along with many districts in California and states across the country, started implementing the integrated pathway because it provides a consistent, rigorous learning structure for students. The first Integrated 1 course was implemented in the fall of 2014, with Integrated 2 and Integrated 3 being implemented in 2015 and 2016 respectively. This year, CPM Core Connections 1 has been introduced at the 6th grade level. In middle school, the integrated pathway is Core Connection 1, 2, and 3. In high school, it's integrated 1, 2, and 3. In later slides, you will see how an accelerated pathway has been created. The University of California and the California State University systems recognize this shift in content and standards for mathematics and have steadfastly approved the shift in the traditional titles of mathematics to the integrated approach we're taking in Tahoe-Truckee. Additionally, we have created the multiple pathways that lead to taking AP Calculus for a student in their junior and senior year, or senior year. This diagram shows possible math pathways for a Tahoe-Truckee Unified School District math scholar. Starting out in 6th grade, all students will take CPM Core Connections 1. In Core Connections 1, all classes will be covering the same standards, although some classes may go deeper into different standards. After Core Connection 1, pathways start to diverge, with students either staying the course with Core Connections 2 or students moving into a compacted Core Connections 2 and Core Connections 3 course. No matter which pathway, each course will have specific suggested entrance criteria. In this manner, the pathways are fluid, that is to say, students will not be stuck in one track. There are multiple pathways for a student to get to AP Calculus their junior or senior year in high school. The Tahoe-Truckee Unified School District Board of Trustees has current adopted policy regarding mathematics instruction and graduation requirements. If you have any questions regarding the California Standards in Mathematics or the Tahoe-Truckee Mathematics Pathways, please contact our Deputy Chief Learning Officer, Dr. Fal Asrani. We are excited about the new possibilities that the math standards provide and look forward to learning with your students this year.